In this demo, we want to see an example of templates with functions and an example of templates with classes. In the first step, we want to write a template function to swap two values of any data type. So we are going to start by defining a template parameter, template type name t, and then we will have the definition of the function. The return type is void, the name of the function is swap, and we will have two input parameters of the same type t, and we will pass both of the parameters by reference. So we set the type of our input arguments by our template parameter. Inside this function, we need a temp variable of the same type as our inputs. So we declare this variable. We start by storing A in temp and updating it by B, and finally we update B by temp. Now we can use this function to swap values of any data type. We can test this function with two integer values at first. Since we have the swap function in C++, we need to change the name of our function. So our function works perfectly with integer values. We can also check it with some other types. It also works with strings, and finally I'm gonna test it with objects of the point class. So we swap the objects of point class as well. In the next step, we want to write a template pair class that works similar to the C++'s pair class. So we are going to start by declaring template parameters. Since the elements of a pair can be of different types, we need to declare two type names. Inside this class, we need two data members. The first one is of type T1, and the second one is of type T2. We also need a constructor, two setters, and two getters. For the constructor, the type of the first argument is T1 and the type of the second one is T2. And we are going to initialize our data members with these two values. Then we have a setter, set first, and we need to pass a reference to an object of first, and we set first by the passed value. The next function is get first. The return type is T1. And we return the first element. We're going to use the same structure for second element. The type is T2. And then get second, which returns the second element. Let's also write a print function in which we just print the elements of the pair, and we are going to use it to test our class. Now we need to declare an object of this class, and we need to set the types of the arguments inside angle brackets. I'm going to start by a pair of integer and character. And let's name it A, and let's pass 1 and A as arguments. Now we just need to call the print function. All of the containers of the C++ are template classes. That's why when we declare a vector, we set the type inside angle brackets. It's the same structure. So all of the containers are template classes.